Greetings, everyone. I'm back, and Jesus is still my friend. Back in March, I talked about the dangers of the Never Trump movement. It seemed for a while that many of the Never Trump people were going to go over to the authoritarian SJW, Gary Johnson. While I came to this conclusion prior to the video, Paul Joseph Watson has a great video detailing why. However, now, there's a new guy called Evan McMullin. He's a guy that in any other situation I would probably be behind. However, he's a threat, in my opinion, to the Republicans winning a number of states. I have personal reasons to dislike him that I'll make a video about later, maybe. But what I wanted to focus on is the idea that all votes matter. Every single one of them. Because we can't vote in a vacuum. Every single one of our votes has an effect on everything. A lot of my McMullin friends have circulated an article by Red State, a very popular Never Trump site, and I've included the article in my citations down below. But the overall arguments are that voting for a third party has no bearing on Trump because Trump and the Republicans are not entitled to your vote. The argument is also made that voting third party doesn't help the other side, i.e. if you voted for Republican in the past and you now vote third party, it doesn't help Hillary. So let me give you the tools to dismiss that. This argument works regardless of whom you're voting for. I also want to preface this with the fact that I'm not going to argue why we should have a two-party system. I care about the truth. I care about rationality. I care about being informed. If you want to vote for one of the two major parties, great. If you want to vote for a third party, great as well. But don't vote third party under some misinformation. First off, the argument that a specific party is entitled to your vote is a straw man. It's not one that's being made that I've heard. This article and argument makes it based on a flawed idea that emotions and what one ought to do removes you from the consequences of your action. A proper argument for why not voting or voting third party helps the opposing party is based on multiple points. The first takes in the paradigm in which the argument is made. Within the realm of political science, it's generally agreed on that 40% of the population is Republican, 40% are Democrats, and the other 20% are independents. These independents tend to split off based on the candidate, and many of them belong in one of the 40%. But whatever, this is how campaigns that are running are assuming. Anyway, mathematically speaking, if 40% stays with their party, 4% of independents vote Democratic, 10% vote Republican, and the rest vote third party, we get the following. 44% Democrat, 6% independent, and 50% for Republicans. However, if 15% of Republicans go third party, the percentage of votes will go 44% Democrat, 21% independent, and 35% Republican. The party that was helped by the Republicans voting third party were the Democrats. This was an analogy to show mathematically how voting third party can help one or the other parties, and may have some flaws in it. However, this idea is accepted within political science because of history. Within recent history, Ross Perot ran in a third party in 1992. His platform was a pro-business nationalist of sorts. He took votes from libertarians and most importantly Republicans. This allowed Bill Clinton to beat the sitting president and win the election with less than 50% of the votes. Not voting is equally as damaging. Take the example and just subtract 15% as opposed to adding it to the independents. 4 million plus Republicans didn't vote for Romney that voted Republican in both the primaries and the previous election year. The lack of these 4 million votes allowed Barack Obama to win. While no party is entitled to your vote, they depend on your vote in order to beat the other party. Like it or not, we live in a two-party system, and the best we can do is try to work from within the system. It's because of the Tea Party that we had 18 amazing candidates, and the most conservative candidates we've ever had running in recent history. Arguing that voting third party in a two-party system is not a scare tactic, not a form of manipulation, and in no way is it making a moral argument of what one ought to do. It's merely stating a mathematical and logical fact. Should you vote for third party? That's up to you. If you voted Republican in the past number of elections, and now you're not voting Republican is helping the Democrats, vice versa with Democrats. Every action we make has a consequence, both good and bad, and the goal of all of us should be to understand those consequences when making big decisions, and balance out the cost of the benefit. Thanks for watching this review of one of my older videos from when I was a saint. If you like it, thanks, and let me know in the comments, and go ahead and subscribe if you want to as well. If you want to interact with me, you can go to @TheosaurusRex on Twitter, or go to facebook.com/TheosaurusRex. Thanks again, and goodbye.